All right, guys, Snax did it again. Another buffalo. He found another buffalo, and look at this. I believe that's an S mint mark down there at the bottom. So let's check all four legs. All four legs are there. We have an S mint mark. I don't see any doubling going on. Let's flip it over and see what we got. 3, 2, 1. Oh, and we have a slick buffalo nickel. We can do some nickodating, and we can get a date off of this. Since we can't see the date, we'll use some nickadate, and that will eat away at the soft metals, and that's going to reveal the date down below. I don't see any doubling in the feathers. It's not a 2-feather variety. You should always check for that, and always look for that double die before you put some nickadate on it. So let's go ahead and do that right now. All right, here we go. We got some date restore. This is called nickadate. It is an acid, so be very, very careful with it. What we're going to do is put a little drop right on the top where the date would be. Okay, there we go. And it should work pretty fast. Should work pretty fast. I want to spread that out a little bit more. I want it to cover all the date area. Sometimes you can actually see the date come through. All right, we've had it on there for about 30 seconds. Let's go ahead and wipe this off. I'm going to use a little piece of tissue to drain that off of there. It'll just kind of absorb it. And that keeps it from just spreading all over. We'll just rinse that in water just real quick, so it'll kind of help stop that acid. It looks like it might be a 16. That is a 1916, guys. Right? Am I seeing that correctly? 1916 S mint mark. So we ended up with a 1916 S mint mark. Only about 12 million of these were minted. This is actually a pretty good date, kind of semi-key date. In this condition, anytime you nickadate something, you're only going to get about 10 to 20% of the lowest value, which would be, probably around $10 would be about the lowest value. And so you're looking at maybe $1, maybe $2. Somebody can use this to fill a gap in their collection. That's pretty much what they're good for, All right, guys, I just opened up a roll, and look at this. I've got a silver nickel, and you can see the giant P mint mark just above the dome of Monticello. Let's go ahead and see what we got. Very worn. We have gotten so much silver and buffaloes out of this box. It's amazing. Looks like it might have a little die crack. A little die crack right there below the M, possibly. We'll have to look at it under the scope. That's a 1942 Philadelphia, very first year. 1942 was the very first year that they made silver nickels. They go all the way to 1945. And here's everything else that we found in that box battle. Most of these are all 50s and 40s. There's like a 48, 59, 46. A lot of them right around that silver year, but we didn't get any other silvers. There's a 1975 D. I just pulled that out to point out, watch for those 75D misplaced D. Those coins worth a lot of money. There's a 40, 54, 41, 47, 48, and I believe that's a 39. Yeah, there's a 59 up there. That's a 39. This one, I did check for the double die reverse, and unfortunately, it did not have the double die, but you always want to check the words 5 cents and Monticello for doubling, because I have found those before, and they are worth a little bit of money. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Tons of buffaloes, tons of silver, lots of good stuff. We'll see you next time. As always, happy hunting.